ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਨਾ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੈ ਅੰਚਲ ਲਾਭਹੁ ਬਿਖਮ ਨਦੀ ਜਾਇ ਤਰਣੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਸਾਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਜੋਰ ਮੈਂ ਗੁੰਗਾ ਕਹਤਾ ਹੂੰ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਰਣ
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮੁੰਦਾ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਸਰਮ ਪਤ ਝੋਲੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਕੀ ਕਰਹਿ ਬੇਭੂਤ ਖਿੰਥਾ ਕਾਲ ਕੁਆਰੀ ਖਾਇਆ ਜੁਗਤ ਡੰਡਾ ਪਰਤੀਤ ਆਈ ਪੰਥੀ ਸਗਲ ਜਮਾਤੀ ਮਨ ਜੀਤਾ ਜਗ ਜੀਤ ਆਦੇਸ ਤਿਸੈ ਆਦੇਸ ਆਦ ਅਨੀਲ ਅਨਾਦ ਅਨਾਹਤ ਜੁਗ ਜੁਗ ਏਕੋ ਵੇਸ ਮੁੰਦਾ ਸੰਤੋਖ ਸਰਮ ਪਤ ਝੋਲੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਕੀ ਕਰਹਿ ਬੇਭੂਤ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਪਤਿਤ ਪਾਵਨ ਭਗਤ ਵਛਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਖਜ਼ਾਨੇ ਜੋਤ ਰੂਪ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਿਵਾਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ we're blessed again to be gathered to continue the discourse of Sri Japji Sahib, the Bani which is going to deliver us to oneness with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. Japji Sahib teachings are Brahma Gyan, the knowledge of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, the Lord God, the giver, the organizer and the deliverer of us into themselves. Pan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is continuing his discussion with the Siddhs. Last time the Siddhs asked about where Vaheguru Ji resides, where the door to their place, where they live, and we heard the Sodar Shabad. And through the Sodar Shabad we continued to hear how every part of the creation is singing the praises of the true Lord God. The Siddhs, the followers of the Hindu faith, where they believe Brahma, Vishnu and Shivji, the three gods as they believe and they pray to, the Siddhs follow that way. The Siddhs are the masters of the yogic ways. But in the previous Shabad, Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji explained, Gavahe Isar Brahma Devi Sohan Sada Savare. So Isar was Shivji, Brahma was Brahma, and Devi, the Deviyan, the rest and all the Devi Devte. Even though Sohan Sada Savare, they sit beautifully on their platforms, Sohan Sada Savare, their platforms, and they do the work of the Lord. They do the work of the Lord as the Lord Vaheguru instructs them. And therefore they have to sing the praises of the Lord. And they do sing the praises of the Lord. So ultimately, the one Lord God that we've heard about, Ik Oankar, who is the creator, who is the giver, and then the organizer and the deliverer. There is only one God. And we've heard the description of Vaheguru in the Mool Mantra. At the same time, the Siddhs who are having the discussion and asking the questions of Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, even they sing the praises. Gavahe Siddh Samadhi Andar Gavan Saad Vichare. So even the Siddhs, the yogic masters, in their samadhis, in their concentration, even they sing the praises, and that's where they gain their powers. Gavan Saad Vichare. So through their sadhana, through their practices and the contemplation of the practices, even they are singing the praises of the true Lord. And now the Siddhs continued asking those questions, because the Siddhs are trying to convert Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji through these discussions. They're trying to persuade Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji to follow their way, to join their path, to become a Siddh, and to become a preacher of the Siddh's ways, of the yogic ways. However, Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, answering their questions, are actually turning the Siddhs. They're turning the Siddhs to the ways of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We hope that we are being blessed by listening to these teachings, that we are being turned to the ways of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. The Siddhs, when they met Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, each time would show their magical occult powers, the Riddhiyan Siddhiyan. And they would try to impress Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. At times they tried to scare Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. But Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, the embodiment of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, the coming of Akal Purkh Vaheguru on this earth to save his own creation. It's his hukam, it's his order. He could not be scared by the Riddhiyan Siddhiyan, the powers shown by the Siddhs. Now the Siddhs' way, they have a Siddh, just like a Khalsa, a Gursikh, a Singh or Singhani, can be recognized through the Panchikakar, the case, the kada, the karpan, kashera, kanga, and the dastar, respecting the case on the Singh's head. The Siddhs can be recognized through the way they look. The Siddhs are persuading or trying to persuade Dhan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji to follow their way. And how do they look? They wear earrings in their ears. They carry a begging bowl, because the Siddhs go from place to place begging. They have renounced society. They have gone and lived in the jungles and they've practiced their ways. But as time goes by, obviously they need clothing, they need food, they need money to live. And they have a begging bowl that they carry with them, and they go from door to door begging for money so they can continue living their lives. So they have earrings. Why do they have earrings? They have earrings because the greatest Siddh, or the king of the Siddhs, is called Gorakhnath. And we hear many sakhiyan from the previous ages where kings left their kingdoms because they got virag, they realized they were doing wrong, and they wanted to join the path of spirituality. And at those times, they thought this was the true way. So they joined the Siddhs, they joined their way. And Gorakhnath used to make them pierce their ears and put earrings in, so they wouldn't be able to go back into society. They could be easily recognized. So they wear those earrings. They have their begging bowl. They have a satchel if they have to carry one or two things. A satchel that they carry. On their bodies, they rub ash and mitti and compost, and they believe that by rubbing this, it cleanses them. Their clothing is just a cloth. We describe it as being a kafan. Now when somebody passes away, a kafan, a chadar, a sheet is placed over them. So they have a sheet, and that is their only clothes. And they have a stick or a staff that they walk with, because they walk from place to place and they use that staff to walk. And they're trying to persuade Dhan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji to take on those things and join their Siddh way. But Dhan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji in this body gives the answers to the Siddhs and explains to them why and what their things that they carry, what they should represent, and how Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji carries them already. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji explains to the Siddhs in the following pori.
Satnam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji Munda Santokh Saram Pat Choli Dhyan ki karhe beput.
Munda Santokh. Munda translates to mundra, the earrings in the ears. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji says, my earrings are not the physical earrings that you have in your ears. My earrings are the earrings of Santokh. Santokh meaning contentment. Content with what they have been given in life. They don't need jewelry to show themselves off, to be flashy. They don't need to wear earrings. And again, developing that, they don't need to wear any jewelry. In this day and age, as we follow society, we have developed the way of society and trying to look good. And we try to look good by wearing jewelry, having flashy clothes. But Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is saying that their earrings is contentment. They're content with what they have been given. And that's how we should be. We have learnt in the previous poriya about how the karam, our actions work. The kiryaman karam, what we are doing, sanchit karam as they are being collected, and then the paralabh, what comes with us in this life. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is explaining to the Siddhs that your earrings You don't need earrings. It's contentment that you should have. You should have santok. You should be content with what you have been given. You should be happy with what you have been given. Because what you have been given is only down to yourselves through your past actions. And that is made and collected together. And the parallel is what you come with. Those karma that you come with that you have to do. And that is due to your past actions. So only down to yourself. So you should be content. But you see people in the world that on the outside they look content. But they're not really content on the inside. True santok is when you're santoki on the inside. When your mind is content. When you're happy with what you've got from the inside. Some people may live simply on the outside. Dress simply. Look simple on the outside. But really on the inside, their thirst for materialism is rife. It hasn't been quenched. And they're not content. They're not santoki on the inside. On the inside, they are dying to develop materialistically. And so on the outside, they may look santoki. They may look content with what they've got. They may say that to their family and friends. But on the inside, they have jealousy with others who are maybe materialistically better off. And they strive to be like them. And true santok is when you're santoki on the inside, within your mind. When you're ultimately content with what has been dealt with you in this life. Because it is only down to yourself. Only down to your past actions. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, at the start of this body, is saying, Munda santok. Those earrings that you wear, O Siddhs. My earrings are the santok that Vaheguru Sahib Ji has blessed me with. And that is what we as Gursikhs should be trying to develop. Santok and being happy and accept the will of the Lord. Saram Patha. Patha is like the Patha. Patha meaning the bowl, the begging bowl. Saram, if we take that further, can mean sharam or shame in English, or lajja in Punjabi. So having that shame living in this world, so that we don't have to go begging. Because again, we are content with what we have got. We are happy with what we have got. The only place where we go begging is in the sanctuary of Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. The Jodh, the form of the 10 Gurus, and through the Bani, the embodiment of Akal Purkh Vaheguru on this earth. That is the only place where we should go begging. We should have the shame that we should have that saram that we don't have to go outside, because we know we're getting everything from Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We're getting everything from Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So we have that respect for Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that they are going to give us everything. They are giving, they are organizing, and then they will deliver. And so we have that shame that we don't have to go begging in the world. We don't have to go to places who advertise and say they will sort out all our problems. Because the only person that will sort out all our problems in this world is Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and through Gurbani, through reciting and repeating Gurbani, Gur Shabad. So Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is telling the Siddhs and is explaining to us, Sarama Patha, that begging bowl of the Siddhs should be the shame we have and the respect we should have. Joli, Dhyan. Joli is like the satchel that the Siddhs carry. Dhyan, concentration, contemplation. That satchel where the Siddhs carry their stuff around for us, and what Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is telling the Siddhs, that joli you carry, that should be your dhyan, your concentration. You should concentrate on the charan of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. That is my joli. That is what I carry around. Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is telling the Siddhs, they carry around concentration and contemplation. Contemplation on what? Concentration on what? The word of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. That is what we should concentrate on. Because we've heard the path of spirituality, the first stage is by listening. And by listening, we will develop concentration. Sunaya lage sahaj dhyan. That dhyan, that concentration will happen It will happen with the blessings of Guru Sahib Ji when we listen to his teachings, when we listen to Kirtan, when we listen to the Gurbani that we may be reading or we're hearing somebody else read. So concentration is that satchel. Ki karhe viput. Viput is what the Siddhs would do. They would rub themselves with ashes. They would rub themselves with ashes on their body, and they would say, we are cleansing ourselves. And Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is saying, Ki karhe vibhut. What can you have to cleanse yourself in this way, these ashes, this compost that you rub on your body? Guru Sahib Ji is saying that the only way is through what we've just heard. Having that santokh, having that shame and respect, and having that concentration and contemplation. And when we do that, we will start losing our ego. We will start losing our hankar. Because by rubbing ashes and mitti and compost on our bodies, that is not going to take away our hankar. That is not going to take away the panch jor in our minds. Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, and obviously hankar. The only way that is going to be lost is through concentration and contemplation on the Shabad. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is explaining to the Siddhs that your chins, what you carry around and what you wear, this is how I carry those things around, and this is what I wear, and they're teaching us, and that's how we should be thinking.
Khinta kal kuari kaya jogata danda partit.
Kintha kal kuari kaya. So if you take the first part of that pankti and even split that up, Kintha kal kuari kaya. Kintha is like what I said, kafan. When somebody dies, a sheet is placed over their body. That's called a kafan. And the Siddhs would wear just one sheet and wrap it around their body. So Guru Sahib Ji is saying, Kintha, that sheet that you wear, how do I wear that sheet? And how we should wear the sheet? Kal, Kuvari, Kaya. Kaya is our body. Kal is time or death. Kuvari. Kuvari is a word we use in our Punjabi language for somebody or a girl who is unmarried. Kuvari. Yeah? And so Guru Sahib Ji is telling the Siddhs and teaching us that that sheet that I wear is the body, this body that we've been given in this life, which hasn't been joined with Kal, with death, because we're living in this world. So death is chasing after us. It's a way to describe it. Death is chasing after us, chasing us until our breaths run out, and then they will take us away. And Guru Sahib Ji is saying, we are Kavari, because we haven't married that death yet, because it hasn't come to us. So this body that Guru Sahib Ji is saying, this body that we have, that is the kafan, that is what I wear. What does that mean? What teaching is Guru Sahib Ji giving us? If we follow the path of Gursikhi, if we follow the teachings of the 10 Gurus and Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji by taking Khandi Di Pahal, we have in some way cheated death, because we are given Amrit, we are made immortal. And within this body, we become immortal. So that kafan that you wear, that cloth that you wear, is of this body. This body, this human life, this June that we are in the 8.4 million lives, that is what I am wearing. Because that is the way for me to break free from the 8.4 million lives. So wearing just one sheet around your body, saying that you're very simple, is not going to get you to God. This body, this human life, through the actions that we complete using this body, is going to break us free from the 8.4 million lives and make us become one with Vaheguru. And Guru Sahib Ji is saying, that is the cloth that I wear. And they're telling us that this is the opportunity in this human life, this form that we have. But even for spiritual people, they've, let's say, cheat death, if you will. One Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, came to the end of their time on this earth. They had a lot of Islamic followers and they had a lot of Hindu background followers. And the Sikhs that came from the Islamic side would, when somebody passes away, bury. And the Sikhs that came from the Hindu side would cremate. And at that time, one side said, we want to bury the body of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, and the other side said, we want to cremate the body of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. And because Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji told everybody that they are about to leave this world. And Guru Sahib Ji said, if you place your flowers on either side, and I will lay here, and then in the morning when you come, whichever sides bloom, then you do that with the body. And Guru Sahib Ji laid there, put their sheet over themselves, and then the sangat went away. But in the morning when the sangat came, the body or the form of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji had gone. It had been alob ho gaya is what we say. It had gone, and both sides of the flowers bloomed. So that showed that humanity is one. No matter which background, caste, colour, creed, race, religion, wherever you come from, humanity is one. But it also showed that a spiritual person, that physical death doesn't come to that spiritual person. Because Guru Sahib Ji was God themselves, and their Guru Sikhs, their complete Guru Sikhs, their Puran Guru Sikhs, become one with Vaheguru, and even they go when they please. So, for us, the teaching we're taking away is this body is our coffin. These are our clothes. This is what we come with in this life. This is the way to break free from the 8.4 million lives, by doing good actions with this body. Jogat danda partit. Jogat danda partit. So danda means the staff, that stick that the Siddhs would walk around with. And Jogat and partit. Partit means parosa, with trust, with faith. And Jogat means to joda, to join. So what would a Guru Sikh do? Join something with faith. That is the danda. And the Guru Sikh, Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji, is saying to the Siddhs and teaching us that Guru Sahib Ji is saying, my stick, my staff is the faith I show by joining the charan of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. For us, with the faith we show by joining the path of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that is my staff, that is my asra. Because if you imagine the Siddhs walking up and down mountains and in jungles, on rocky roads, they use the staff for support. Our support, what Guru Sahib Ji is telling us, is the Shabad of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the teachings of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. That is our support through this life. But you only can really feel when you hold the stick. You put all your weight in it, you put all your strength, your power, and you put your weight because you have full faith in that stick. And you've joined with that stick to hold you up and to place on the ground as you're walking. And we have to put our full faith in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's teachings. And if we do that and join with those teachings with full faith, then we will be supported. And we will be carried across this worldly ocean. We'll be taken across, just like the Siddhs are walking around begging with their begging bowl. So Guru Sahib Ji is telling the Siddhs that my faith of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, I am joined to those feet. That is my staff. And Guru Sahib Ji is telling us to be joined with the feet of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And we should have full faith in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, because through their path of listening, believing, and then following and acting on the command, we will find oneness with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. So Guru Sahib Ji has said that those things you Siddhs carry, the earrings, the begging bowl, the satchel, the cloth that covers you, and the staff, Guru Sahib Ji has explained what those are to him, and they have taught us of what we should do in that, what we should think about, and they should be for us. Because the Siddhs thought they were the ultimate faith. And they asked Guru Sahib Ji to join their faith. Now, within the Siddh faith, there were many sects. Just like If, for example, if you take Christianity, there's many sects that have come out, Church of England, Catholic faith, and different sects within that religion. And the greatest Siddh sect was named after a Bibi called Ai. Their path, their way was named, that path, the highest sect, the highest order within the Siddhs, was named after a Bibi called Ai. And that Bibi called Ai was given that respect by Gorakhnath, the king of the Siddhs himself. And they're trying to persuade Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji to join their way, the path of the Siddhs. And Guru Sahib Ji is saying, your path, Ai Panthi.
Ai Panthi Sagla Jamati Man Jita Jag Jeet.
Ai Panthi Sagala Jamati. So Ai Panthi, that path, that panth of Ai, your greatest path. So they're saying, join our greatest path, the Ai Panth. And Guru Sahib is saying, Ai Panthi. The greatest path, the greatest way, is the way of Sagala Jamati. Sagal meaning all, Jamati meaning all as one brotherhood. All as one family. This creation, humanity, is one brotherhood. Gursikhi is one brotherhood under the Nishan Sahib that has been given to us. And all of humanity, that Nishan Sahib is the way to break free from the 8.4 million lives, to join and become one with the Kalpurkha Vaheguru. So Guru Sahib Ji is telling us that the greatest way, the greatest path, Ai Panthi, is the path of the brotherhood. And that path for a Gursikh is the Khalsa brotherhood. It's by going to the Panj Pyare, giving your head to the Panj Pyare, and taking Khandi Di Pahul, wearing the Panj Kakar given by the Panj Pyare, which are not just for physical reasons but for spiritual reasons, to help fight the Panj Jor. And that is the path, that is the highest order, the highest path, the path of the brotherhood of humanity, and the brotherhood of the Khalsa, which is going to break us free from the 8.4 million lives. And then the Siddhs said, if you join our path, you will gain many powers, you will gain the Riddhiya Siddhiya, you will be a ruler of the world. And Guru Sahib Ji continued telling them, Man Jeeta Jag Jeet. The way to win this world, to rule the world, Jag Jeet, is to first defeat the mind. Man Jeeta. That is the way to rule the world. There's no point ruling the world by having occult powers. There's no way to rule the world by being all-powerful in terms of money, by being a king, a politician. It might be seen in the world physically that you rule the world, but the only way to ultimately rule this world is by defeating your mind, by winning over your mind, because you are not a follower then. Because in the world we follow society, we don't lead society. If we follow society, doesn't matter if we're a king, doesn't matter if we're a politician, doesn't matter if we're a Siddh, we are following the world. We're not leaders of the world. We don't rule the world. You only lead the world when you're separate from society, and you lead them out of the 8.4 million lives, because you've led yourself out of the 8.4 million lives into oneness with the Kalpurkha Vaheguru. And Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji is saying, Man Jeeta Jag Jeet. And there are many examples from our great history where many Guru Sikhs and Guru Sahib Ji themselves has shown how you defeat your mind. Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji spent many months at Sri Anandpur Sahib. And the Guru Sikhs there at that time were blessed, and they defeated their mind because they stayed hungry, because they were surrounded by the Mughal army and the Hindu Hill Raja. And they were surrounded there, and as they were surrounded, they had no food. They had to live off the grass. They defeated their mind. So they ruled the world. They ruled the world because they'd broken free from the 8.4 million lives. And even when they left, they gave their shahidiyan so we could be living today. They ruled the world. And Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji themselves saw their two eldest leave this world at the Battle of Chamaur. They heard that the two youngest left this world at Fateh Sahib. They heard about their mother in this world, Mata Gujri ji, leaving this world at the Fateh Sahib. They heard about famous Gursikhs that we are famous to us now, Bhai Uday Singh, who fought an unlimited amount of Mughals and Hindu Hill Raje at Bishoda Sahib and gave their life so we could be here today. That is what you call Manajit there. Bhagat Trilochan ji, the Bhagats had defeated their mind. Bhagat Trilochan ji was very poor. They had 4 sons and daughters. Their sister was a widow who lived with them, and they were very, very poor. And at times they would live without food. But still, Bhagat Trilochan ji would sing the praises of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And by singing the praises of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, they had defeated their mind. They had accepted the will of the Lord. They accepted the parala of the karam that had come with them, that they were to be poor and there were to be times where they would be hungry, but they were blessed with oneness of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And they were content. They showed that santokh. So even before the Guru's times, there were people in the world, the Bhagats, who had become one with Akal Purkh Vaheguru and had defeated their mind, and so they ruled the world because they'd broken free from the 8.4 million lives. And we have the opportunity to defeat our mind in this life. But how do we defeat our mind? What do we have to do? We follow the path of spirituality by listening, by believing, and then acting and following the command of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And then when we do that, we will become one with Vaheguru. We will break free from the 8.4 million lives. We will have defeated our mind, because our mind is taking us to society. It wants us to follow society. It's under the whim of the Panch Chor, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. And our senses is what we use when we are partaking in the Panch Chor. And to help defeat our mind is if we start trying to control our senses. So with our mouth, we say good things. We say good things by reading Gurbani. The ultimate good thing to say is reciting Gurbani. And then we'll start tasting that Gurbani. We hear that Gurbani. Let's listen using our ears. Let's look at Gurbani when we're reading it. So we're seeing good things. We're seeing Gurbani. We're seeing the darshan of Vaheguru. Let's with our hands write Gurbani. So using all our senses, we can start focusing on Gurbani and Gur Shabad, and hence our mind would be focused on that, because it's our senses. Our mind uses our senses to focus and to think. And if all our senses are imbued in Gurbani, and then even our sense of smell, as we recite and listen to Gurbani, they say, Gursikhs tell us that you start tasting it and smelling a fragrance, and so all 5 senses will be imbued in Gurbani, and so our mind will be imbued in Gurbani. We'll have defeated our mind's pull towards society and the Panch Chor, and we will then Manajit there, because we've defeated our mind, Jagjit.
Ades Tisai Ades.
And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji in closing is explaining to the Siddhs, Ades, salutations, as we would say in English, praise to the Lord, Ades, Tisai Ades. Praise is to the Lord Vaheguru, to the Lord God, who is the giver, the organizer and the deliverer of us into themselves by breaking us free from the 8.4 million lives. Ades, Tisai Ades. We could say that forever. Praise Vaheguru. All praise is yours. Ades, Tisai Ades.
Ad Anil Anad Anahat Jug Jug Eko Ves.
And why are they deserving of praise? Because they are Ad. Ad. They were at the beginning. They were here at the beginning of the ages, when creation was formed. the beginning of the ages, the beginning of the jugs, when creation was formed and everything started. They were here at that Aad. They are Anil. Now Nil, these days we translate Nil or Nila to be blue, but actually Nil or Nila would mean black. Anil means not black. So what if we take Nil to mean black, a black mark or a dag? When we say kisi de dag lag gaya or somebody's got a black mark against their name, Anil means no black mark. Because Vaheguru has no black mark. They're completely pure. They are outside of Maya. They are Anil. Anad. They are Anad. Because Anad means, although they are Ad and they were here at the beginning, they do not have no beginning themselves because they've been here forever. And that's what Anad means. Anad means they have no beginning. We have a beginning when we were created, and this life has a beginning when we were born. But Akal Purkh Vaheguru has no beginning. It's very difficult to contemplate that. They have no beginning and they have no end. They are here forever. They are Anad. And then they are Anahat. Now Anahat, the only way to describe Anahat is by thinking first of the opposite of Anahat. The opposite of Anahat is Ahat. Ahat, something which is Ahat. If I give you an example of a musical instrument, when you press a key of a vajja, of a harmonium, when you press the key, then the sound is made. If you imagine a tabla, when you hit the tabla, then the sound is made. So that's what ahat means. Ahat means you have to do something to make the sound. Anahat means a description of Vaheguru, that Vaheguru's is not caused by Vaheguruji's actions, what they do, how they form creation, how they give, how they organize, how they deliver, is not caused by anybody pulling their strings, let's say. They do everything themselves. They are the player of their own notes, and they are the sound that comes out when they play their own notes, if you want to think of it in that way. So if you think God is not a puppet, that somebody's holding the strings of the puppet and forcing God to do everything. God is what is doing everything. God is doing everything, and God is causing themselves to do everything. So Akal Purkh Vaheguru is Anahat. And Jug Jug Eko Ves, they are one form, Eko Ves, and they've been that one form throughout the ages, because they are Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Pi Sach, Nanak Hosi Pi Sach. Akal Purkh Vaheguru, the 10 Gurus, and Tan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Gurbani, is Ad, Anil, Anad, Anahat, and Jug Jug Eko Ves. They are one form, they are one. They are the true Lord, who are the giver, the organizer, and the deliverer of ourselves into themselves. That was the teaching Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji gave the Siddhs in the 28th Pauri of Sri Japji Sahib. The Siddhs were trying to convert Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. The Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji used what the Siddhs wear and how they look, and showed the Siddhs that this is what they should be doing, this is what they should be wearing. They should have santokh, they should have shame and respect. They should believe in Vaheguru, they should be joining Vaheguru with faith. Their body is their clothes, because that is the way to do good actions in this world. Their concentration and contemplation is the satchel, and the ashes that they rub on their body and the compost they rub on their body is what they should be doing is contemplating and concentrating on the name of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And that is what they should be rubbing to relieve themselves of the Panch Jor and Hankar. So I beg for forgiveness for any mistakes I have made this week. You, the Saad Sangat, can bless me with Brahm Gyan so I can deliver the true teachings of Sri Japji Sahib. And I pray to Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji that he blesses us all with Guru Sikhi, so we can all feel the bliss while we are living. We can all feel that Anand while we are living, and we can all be broken free from this cycle of 8.4 million lives. Deho Sajjan Asisuriyan, Jo Hova Sahib Sio Mel. I think all of us together, because we're going to be praising Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We're all going to say these panktiyan together. Ades Tisai Ades Ad Anil Anad Anahate Jog Jog Eko Ves. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.